Today, the repeated failures of Blue Origin will be made public. The company's creator, Jeff Bezos, wanted to take people to the moon and likely rule it. Jeff eventually grew unsure about the company's direction, though, as the business experienced serious setbacks that were all too frequent. He could have been disoriented and made the decision to nominate Andy Jassy to succeed him as CEO. Is Jeff Bezos now given up on putting the New Glenn rocket down on the moon? Bezos has kept quiet about what is happening at Blue Origin, in contrast to how Elon acts toward SpaceX. Is Jeff Bezos using Blue Origin as a means of evading all difficulties? Today, we will expose several internal secrets at Blue Origin that are kept from the general public. These secrets may also explain why Blue Origin continues to launch rockets into space slowly. Stay in to learn more about Blue Origin's hidden problems that have contributed to the company's misfortunes. Blue Origin has been quiet for a while, but now that a whistleblower has disclosed what is really going on there, things are almost coming to a head and the business may soon declare bankruptcy. For 2.5 years, Alexandra Abrams served on the Blue Origin communications team. She had believed she would devote the rest of her career to Jeff Bezos' space enterprise, considering getting its feather logo permanently inked on her body. But now that she's come out, she's revealing what she and others say is a poisonous culture at Blue Origin. Together with 20 other unnamed current and former Blue Origin employees, she once produced a scathing piece that was already published. The authors assert that a group of top officials close to Bezos allowed workplace misogyny and used shortcuts in a bid to beat competing space entrepreneurs and achieve deadlines, which demoralized workers and jeopardized the project's safety. She alleges that while corporate engineers worked hard to provide the greatest products, top officials gave them too many tasks to do fast and with insufficient help. When the first human flight was announced, Blue Origin said that safety was their primary priority, but from what I can see, that was not the case, claims Abrams. According to Blue Origin, Abrams was let go after being repeatedly cautioned about issues with federal export control regulations. She believes the business is referring to a failed internal app project that exposed some company data on foreign servers. She participated in the problem's reporting and resolution. It is possible to be dismissed for violating federal regulations pertaining to space technology, but Abrams claims she never received any such written or verbal warnings. She claims that she was dismissed as a result of her opposition to amending employee contracts that would have mandated that all issues, including those involving sexual harassment, be resolved through binding arbitration. This and related things occurred in Google. For instance, Google altered a similar policy after many top executives were accused of sexual harassment in order to settle a shareholder lawsuit. Abrams refused when Blue Origin sought to add arbitration to its employment contracts to make them more legally enforceable and foresaw a reaction. In the end, she convinced the executives to strike the reference to sexual harassment from the arbitration policy. She claims that because of her choice, Smith and other powerful people stopped having faith in her. Abrams, who never received that Blue Origin tattoo, adds, "I felt culpable as the head of employee communications. I feel that I am fulfilling my job description for the first time via this endeavor," she adds. "I am giving agencies and the public the knowledge they need to improve their approach, to offer supervision in a way that assures safety." They picked the BE-4 engine for their next-generation Vulcan rocket, according to the ULA. They are taking their time since it is hard to find rocket science. Utilizing distinct testing strategies is one of the most significant ways that SpaceX and Blue Origin are different. Rapid iterative testing is a technique used by SpaceX, which entails building something, testing it until it fails, analyzing what went wrong, fixing it, and then doing it again. Comparable to software engineering. However, Blue Origin examines each and every component. They construct the entire system first, after which they test it all at once. Rapid iterative testing costs significantly more but produces findings considerably more quickly. All-up testing, however, is more efficient financially but takes longer. Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos think in very different ways. Elon doesn't care whether he receives negative press or is in trouble for stating things that many people would not agree with. Remember that he is now the CEO of Twitter and that he stated that everyone with a blue account on Twitter will need to pay $8 per month to maintain the account. He can also make fun of his rockets blowing apart. And Jeff operates in a very different manner than that. He values his company's reputation much more than his own, and he is more of a traditional businessman than a rocket scientist. The lead engineer for Blue Origin's failed lunar lander mission has left the company and joined SpaceX Aurora, a rival. For more than 2 years, he was employed at Blue Origin. It is a major loss for Bezos and his company that Blue Origin may go bankrupt as a result of losing its top talent to rivals like SpaceX and Boeing. With a net worth of $166.8 billion, Jeff Bezos is now the fourth wealthiest person in the world. But in order to devote more time to his projects, such as the Bezos Earth Fund, he left his position as CEO of Amazon. He delegated his responsibilities to Andy Jassy, who oversaw Amazon's cloud computing division. This indicates that Bezos' true motivation for Blue Origin isn't his company. He is working on so many different projects. He must still complete some tasks flawlessly. Elon Musk, on the other hand, is the genuine thing and the richest person in the world with a stunning net worth of $191.2 billion. Before he starts to establish another company, he makes sure that any company he has worked for is well known across the world. His whole attention has always been on building one company, managing it, and ensuring that it is profitable. Before focusing on the next project, Musk sees it through to completion and ensures its success. Unlike Jeff Bezos, who is dispersed throughout all of his endeavors and hands the company off to someone else as soon as he realizes it is not doing well. So who is it that you can tell belongs in this situation as the boss? Let's first discuss the fact that the CEOs of Blue Origin and SpaceX are each individual, successful millionaires. Their rivalry has produced some vicious name-calling and Twitter fights over the years. When neither Blue Origin nor SpaceX had conducted any launches in 2004, Bezos and Musk started arguing constantly. Bezos and Musk, though, got together to discuss their ideas for reusable rockets. Even if things didn't turn out as he had hoped, Musk claimed that in 2013 he sought to counsel Bezos but was ignored. The competition between the two corporations erupted once more when they attempted to hire the same launch pad from NASA. Due to SpaceX's desire to be the only user of the pad, Blue Origin filed a lawsuit to prevent SpaceX from utilizing it. Bezos advocated turning it into a commercial spaceport for all launch companies, but Musk disagreed, taking a swipe at Blue Origin by claiming that even after 10 years, they haven't made any progress. An operational orbiting spacecraft still has to be produced by the business. More misfortune has befallen Blue Origin than SpaceX in obtaining the right to control the launch site. The lunar lander that will carry men to the moon's surface in 2024 was not built by Blue Origin with funding from NASA. Bezos complained that NASA had altered the bidding criteria because he didn't agree with the decisions. Musk criticized Bezos in a 50-page protest and an irksome but hilarious tweet that said, "Can't get it up to orbit." Employee evaluations on the job site Glassdoor frequently mentioned being dissatisfied with executive management and a slow bureaucratic structure at Blue Origin. This is especially true when comparing how satisfied employees are with the leadership of Blue Origin to how satisfied they are with the leadership of other large space companies, such as SpaceX and Boeing. The most thrilling drama included former Blue Origin personnel who joined SpaceX, Virgin Galactic, and other leading space companies as staff. NASA's Human Landing System program awarded a $2.9 billion contract to SpaceX in April, making it clear that the company was the only winner. Blue Origin objected, but its appeal to the Government Accountability Agency on NASA's choice was dismissed. Considering that NASA and one of its main competitors, SpaceX, are stealing some of Blue Origin's top staff. Will all these disappointments ultimately lead to Blue Origin giving up and even declaring bankruptcy?